Power of parts integration. Excuse me. Expressing different parts of yourself. I'm encouraging you to be real and to be yourself, to make your voice more authentic. But sometimes a snag may occur. While you're feeling unconfident or even pathetic and hopeless, you may wonder, how can be the you in you come out? How can you be yourself? And how will that help you? This situation is where it's useful to be able to access the different parts of yourself. This is what we call in NLP the part integration. In part integration, what we do is we try to speak to every part of our voice, our identity, our belief, our values, and then we integrate them together to create a beautiful awareness. Let's take an example. While you may lack confidence when you're present in public, you don't feel unconfident all the time. It doesn't represent the whole of you. At times you feel positive, you feel sure of yourself when you're with your friends or you're playing golf, baking, fishing, trying new things. If you can recover the state of mind you have at those times, access it when you have to give a speech, public speaking, whatever, then you will laugh. Then you will be in a relaxed state of mind. If you need to be confident but don't feel it inside, try the following. Remember a time you have been confident. Imagine yourself in that situation right now. Remember vividly the feeling of confidence at that time. Get to know it well. How do you stand, hold yourself when you have that feeling? How do you breathe and speak? What physical sensations accompany that feeling? That feeling is gold dust. Take the confident feeling into a situation where you need confidence. When you find yourself in a daunting situation, recall the feeling of confidence that is now familiar to you. Note how accessing the confident feeling changes your experience for the better. This skill is one that many actors use in order to portray characters authentically. You can use this technique to access other feelings useful for speaking, such as calm, ease, enthusiasm, determination. When you adopt this technique, you aren't stepping into a pretend role. You're accessing a part of yourself that is true. Truth is always powerful. It won't stop you feeling vulnerable at times, but the instinct to hide your vulnerability can be misjudged. You look stronger to others when you dare to show your vulnerability than when you attempt to mask it, and the effort deadens your voice. When you don't hide your vulnerability, it turns into a beautiful strength, and the full range of your voice becomes available to you. Your voice has the potential to express your present, your past, your future, your total experience, your agony, your ecstasy, everything that is there. Granted, you cannot always let people know everything about you. Sometimes you're better off putting up a mask. But be aware that it's when the mask comes down that you truly connect and people listen to you. Think of a time when you felt most fully yourself, whether it was with a person or people you love to be with, or in a place that's special to you, or doing some activity that you love to do. As you remember the time, ask yourself, what am I feeling? What am I most aware of? Where is my focus? What is true of me as I relive the time when I felt most fully myself? As you answer these questions internally, you re-access a way of being that frees your body and mind and soul and grounds you. When you speak from this way of being, your voice is clear, open, confident, and influential. Return to this practice from time to time and gradually try to build upon an awareness to how being real feels to you, so that you can recognize more easily when you are and when you are not. Developing a voice that suits you. As you develop an awareness of when you're authentic and when you're not, you can practice more often speaking without a mask. For example, if you're angry, expressing the anger in your voice may not be in your best interest, but wearing a mask of pleasantness or subjugation may be equally unhelpful. You want to find a way to bring some of the energy of your anger into how you speak without actually getting angry. You can bring the energy in by acknowledging that all emotion is energy and using the energetic qualities of an angry voice without feeling angry. That way, you sound more honest, others are more likely to respect you for what you are. One way to get to know your voice is to feel it from inside. Do the following practice with a friend if you can. If you do it alone, answer yourself out loud, write down your musings on paper or on a journal. Reflect on your voice's different tones as you access different feelings. What does your voice feel like when you speak with an impatience or a sense of urgency compared to when you speak with worry or concern? Think of some other feelings and try out the tone of your voice. For each feeling, reflect on where inside your voice emanates and where you feel it vibrate. Think about what feelings you hear most often in your voice. What message does your voice mostly communicate? Urgency, worry, concern, control, excitement, impatience. What voices do you allow yourself? Confident, playful, stern, angry, sad, gentle, empathetic. Reflect on these voices and choose your favorites. Now ask yourself which sounds you don't allow yourself. Silly, strong, peaceful, assertive, tender, angry, joyful. Imagine allowing any missing feeling space to express themselves. What that would be like. What new voice will you give expression to now? Find a poem you love. Read it in a new voice. That is your voice too. If you can't think of a favorite poem, try speaking the words of the ancient Sufi poet Rumi. Here, he invites you to welcome the energies of all your feelings. This being human is a guest house. Every morning is a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Trusting in the moment. The sidebar Stanley Kunitz's last poetry reading describes the powerful connection that is created when a speaker connects directly from his soul to yours without vanity, pretense, or role playing. For that to happen, the speaker needs to stay present and entrust in the moment. This requires him or her to let go of tight control and be willing not to know exactly what is going to happen from moment to moment. That can be scary, but it gives you an incomparable sense of freedom, self-confidence that transmits directly and powerfully to the listeners. When you speak like that, people love the fact that you are completely yourself and at ease in your own skin. At an international coaching conference a few years ago, the keynote speaker was the coach and author Tim Galway. Other speakers on the day had delivered polished presentations with carefully crafted slides and notes. Even the official who introduced Galway had prepared a spiel for the occasion. Tim, however, came onto the stage without any ceremony, without any appearance or having nothing prepared. He thanked the official, looked at all the 800 or so coaches who had come to listen to him. After a decent pause, he remarked quietly, "There's usually a blinding light in my eyes. You're very colorful." He paused again. "It feels quite intimate. I hope we can keep this intimate." He did indeed keep it intimate. For the audience, his presentation felt natural and spontaneous. He thought and breathed, speaking in the moment, creating something special, irreplaceable, in which he was himself and connected with those people in that place at that time. It was a memorable occasion. Letting it happen. People who like cats often say it's because they are so much in themselves at the time. You never see a cat acting self-consciously or trying too hard. If you watch a cat focused on catching a bird, everything about the experience is graceful, its stillness is active, alert. When it leaps to the bird is in action, is fluid and effortless. The cat is a great model for you as a speaker. Its energy is entirely absorbed in the now, in the present, without any effort. You find this quality in great musicians, dancers, speakers. However, physically demanding the piece, the artist's face reveals complete and effortless absorption in the activity. It makes you want to watch and listen. It draws you in. You can be like a cat when you remind yourself. Stanley Kunitz's last poetry reading. In an excellent book, Save Up, a poem, The Transformative Power of Words, Kim Rosen tells of visiting the poet Stanley Kunitz for tea in his apartment a few days before he died at the age of 100. At the meeting, he read her one of his poems, King of the River. Kunitz was a man of generosity and compassion who focused in his work on speaking the truth as he understood it. As he read the poem, Kim heard that truth in the voice. She described it as a direct transmission from his soul to yours. Nothing was hidden, the voice was old and wavering, there was hesitation. You sensed currents of feelings of that moment at the end of life. But you heard his openness and the great vitality of his voice in a being. The experience was intensely moving, as demonstrated. How much more powerful transparency is in the voice than any so-called vocal skill. Kim Rosen confesses that every time she hears that poem now, it exists for her in the old man's unforgettable and inspiring voice. Tonight, today, afternoon, whatever time when you're listening to this podcast, go and stand in front of the mirror. Be like a cat. Focus on what you're doing. Stay in the present. Enjoy what you're doing. Be alert for whatever happens. Thank you for listening and have a great day. See you in the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.